Let me start my presentation with a question. I don't have a presentation, but I'm going to start it with a story. My question to everyone here is all of you have been a leader. Is empathy enough? Let's think about this question and make it an intentional point to think again. Is empathy enough? If you say that I am an empathetic leader, are you doing the right thing? I'm going to start with a story. I do have a friend who has been a high performer throughout her life and she's been one of those award winning performers. So now what happened? There was a particular point when she called me and she said that I've resigned from my job. I told them about it. That made me ponder upon what went wrong. She was doing so well. She's been with the organization and she's been proud working for them. Then what went wrong? So I had this conversation with her. Tell me what went wrong. She told me I had a call with my manager. My manager has been complaining for the last 2, 3 weeks that your performance is not up to the mark. Whatever you're delivering, probably your heart and soul are missing. She's been complaining so much that I took a decision that I have to resign. And I asked her, so why? What happened? Like, give me some more insights. That is where she told, you remember my sister met with an accident. She had to go into coma and eventually she passed away. That's what happened with my friend in the last 2, 3 weeks. She had to go through the traumatic death of her younger sister. However, when she expressed the same to her manager, said, yeah, I hear you. I understand you are in pain. You're not able to do. That's it. So this is where I saw that empathy was not sufficient. Her manager was definitely empathetic towards her, but it was not working. I went back. I thought about my own life. I do have my problems. I do have my challenges, but I have been going through it quite successfully. What was different from my manager versus her manager? Where was my manager excelling? I realized an important point there. It was not just empathy. When I went to my manager with an issue, my manager had the compassion towards me. The manager came up with solutions as well. This is how we could help you. I understand you are going through the ills of a close one. These are the options we have for you. Can we give you some kind of flexible work hours? Can you have some kind of time off so that you could focus on your family first and then you get back? So I always had some options to pick between. And every time I went to my organization, I saw that even the HR manager was quite compassionate. He or she always gave me options that would work for me. I could just pick on one that would be the perfect one. And when I solve my problems, I always come back with it back. So that is where I came to a conclusion that day. Empathy alone was not sufficient. When I become a leader, I'm going to be a leader with compassionate empathy. This is the word I use for myself. So when my direct reportees came to me that, look, I do have a problem. This is not working. My mom is not feeling well. I gave them the choices. Would you like to go back to your hometown, work from there? Would you like to take some time off so you could spend some time? Or would you like to have some kind of working arrangements which is more flexible, which work in your favor? As leaders, we often talk about uplifting and empowering our team. So I think that one of the most valuable lessons that I have learned in my journey as a leader is a combination of empathy plus compassion. You hear them, you know what they are going through. You also provide them kind of flexibility for their own healing, for their own journey to sort out their problems. And I take this lesson very seriously. And now, when I try to put it back in my personal life as well, I see that I'm a better person because I understand human beings. I also understand that everyone is different. I understand that their take on different problems is different. Their perspective about the problem itself is different. And that makes them a resilient. So that's the story I have learned in my 7 years as a leader. I try to be a leader with compassion and empathy. So I call it as compassionate empathy. Thank you guys for listening.